Hello everybody, welcome back to the Artisan of Glimmith. It has been ages since I sat here and solved anything. Last time I played, my brain just completely fell out my ear, so it's been a good while since I last played. I think I came back to one of these gilded windows for a thumbnail earlier. So, what's still going on? Rose windows, 3 more of them. Sure, because we have, if we do the big zoom over, the big long zoom over, 6 of 10. So 10 of 10 perfected windows is what I would like to get to next, to see what then happens. So we've got 3 roses to do. That is this 6, this 6, and where's the last one? Oh, it's hiding back there. That's 7. So start with this. Shape bank rose windows. Okay. Well, we know that's going to start like that. And that. Which is going to tell us a lot about where some of these things can go. And it says difficulty 6, but immediately I feel like we get some gimmies. Like, this has to all exist together. Which means... Wait. This has to come out of here. No, I was wrong. That has to get out. And the only one it can get out of is this guy. So it has to be this. Put a box around it. That means this and this have to take up part of those. So it's going to be that and that. Put a box around it. Then this has to come out to here, and it needs to get to a red, which can only be, well, it could be that one or that one, so that doesn't help me very much. So, who seems to be the hardest to find a friend? This one, out of all these shapes, obviously, that's no good. That could work. That could work. That could work. Well, it can't be this because that can't exist. It could be that because that can exist. Now I'm just colouring. Don't colour. Don't colour in. So, we found options. What else can we definitely discern? This guy could go to this or to this. It's trying to find who has really limited options is what I'm trying to figure out right now. Like this guy here. Can't go to there. Therefore, must join this guy, because it can't do that. And how can it join this guy? Well, it could be this. Or it could be that. So it must take this tile. So it's taking that or that, which means this exists. There's some world where it could be this. They can't exist together like that. Oh, no, it could do that. That can't happen. Now I'm just colouring again. What do we know for sure? We knew that was going to here. And it was taking that, and then this is either taking this or this. So just note that down rather than guessing. We're either taking this or this. Which means this can either go to that one or this one. If it goes to this one, what shape could it be? Can't be that shape leaving this. can't be that shape leaving this. Therefore, I don't think these two can be part of a group. Which therefore leaves this being part of this, but whether it's that way or that way, we don't know yet. Can't be that way because we can't extend out 2 from there. So I think this and this are a pair. We're just not sure how they get to each other yet. Which means this and... give me... This and this, I think, are going to end up as a pair. I'm just not sure exactly how yet. Then, if we just look at pairing off what's left in like high likelihood. So you got that pair, this pair. You can realistically only make it to there. Which puts you together, you together, you together, you together, you together, and you together. That's my best general assessment. And if we start coloring that stuff in, oh, it's so close. It's so close. Is there some version of this where we just tweak it slightly and it works? We can't have that shape there. Can't have that shape there. Oh, I'm so upset. I really thought I was onto it then. I have no idea how far back any of this might be true or not either. Like, if it's just these 3 for 15 that are wrong... Nope, there's a mistake somewhere else in here. So... rip all of that out. How much of this is definite, though, is the real question. Or how much have I just convinced myself it has to go that way? It's like, if this does this, then this just can't ever get to a red in a functional way. Oh, that would be that. I think this is fine. I'm really trying not to just use the check button on every little step I take. Maybe try this. And now we get this shape instead. Ugh. Alright, I can see why you're a 6 now. You got hands. If this were true, then we can't have 9 over here, we can't have 8 over here. Right, just tell me if this is correct. Yeah, this is fine. My little deduction in the bottom left corner was correct. It's just then where do we go next? If that does that, this can't get to anything. All of this feels so good, is the really tricky part. Ugh. Oh, gross. Everything's correct up to here, and it's just that I can't find the route to finish. Ew. Okay. In a classic instance of Gothic gets really far into the puzzle and then would have reset entirely because he does that too much, clearly. Right, this has to get out. That has to get out. That has to get out. Sure. Can't do this. We can't do this because that shape can't exist. Well, if this has to get out... Right, ignore those for a sec. This has to get out. It can't be this. Because that leaves 6 and 9. It can't go horizontally. Can't do that for 2 blues. Can't do this. So I think it has to do that. Then this has to get out. It can't do long 4. It could do this. Oh, I found it. Well, following that little path at the top there did certainly help. Right, we're not touching this puzzle for a specific reason. We're going to look at this 7. Have I poked this 7 already? It looks like I have. Nope. Oh, God. Okay. Well, it's 121, but we have a 3, 4, 5 set, so that doesn't really help me. Well, maybe it does. Let me start writing some stuff down. 121. 121 tiles and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 roses. Does that tell me anything useful, I wonder? Maybe not now, but maybe later. So we need 31 shapes that divide into 121. Well, let's start in the corners. Because if we look at this tile must get a flower. And so it can't have that one. It can't have that one. So this tile is going to get this by way of either this or this. Now, if it goes this way, how does this get a tile? Because we can't do that again. We can't do this. We can't do that. So I think it has to go that way. But how do you get to there? What? I'm already baffled. Each region contains exactly one of each symbol. So we have 31 areas with 1 rose each. This tile must belong to somebody. It can't belong to them. Can't belong to them. It must belong to this guy. But whichever way we cut it, how do we reach the one below? Because that could do this or that. That would be fine. That could do this or that. That would be fine. Then the one above. Oh, okay. I see it. 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 So if we had this side, this tile can't get to anybody. So it has to go the other way. And then this is going that way to pick up that and break down the area around it. So then this is coming to here. And then it has to do this. And maybe this, maybe this. But not guaranteed. So that does go across there. This has to get out. Can't do this. So that's just a shape on its own. This has to get out. Because if this does this, then it's trapped. So that has to get out. This can't extend over to there and go all the way across. So that has to become the 3. And then this has to get out. This is going okay so far. For a 7. And I've just crossed my legs under my chair and I could feel the very beginning of cramp attempting to start in the top of my leg, and I nipped that right in the bud. Okay, next. Well, this has to do this, because it can't come out 3 straight. And then it might do this, it can't do that. So, might take this. How do we start filling in the stuff in this corner? Because this tile must belong to somebody, and it must get a rose. I think, from just kind of vibing it out on the possibilities of how this gets a rose. Like, we can't do this and leave this open. I think it's going to become this. I think that's the only way to get there. That then offers that up. Might take this, might not. Then that's coming down to there. Takes this at least. Might take more. Then how does this take a tile? Well, it would have to be that. And then how does this take tiles? Can't do this, is the problem I'm having right now. Alright, I've become unstuck on that idea. And somebody pointed out that I used the word unstuck incorrectly, and I'm very sorry. I think it's just me getting it in my brain wrong and then just it being there, but I get stuck on that bit. How am I going to get out of this corner? You need to go to somewhere. That looks better. I think. So that's going to cap there. I'm hoping this dance just carries on all the way to the end. That's the dream. So you might do that, you can't do that. Now, I do not love this at all. Because what rose is going to get this tile here? Nothing. There's no way this gets to anything here. So I'm going to cut this back to about there. And I'm just going to stop and think about this corner a second. Like, how can I get to this tile with any of these shapes? That could do it. Or that could do it. What I must remember is that this shape doesn't have to have the rose at the terminus. It can be in the middle. Oh, but then this... Oh no, that can go up to there and pick that one up. Then this corner looks really ugly. But maybe it's not. Oh, I'm waiting for this to all come crumbling down because I've gone off too big and fast. That could come out there. I'm not going to do all the walls of these lower shapes, just so I know what I've kind of half guessed on, but I am going to do the known edges versus the unknown edges of this top stuff. So you have to get out of there, you have to get out of there. That's a start. That means you have to come across to here. That doesn't pick anything up. That picks those up. There must be some way to, like, finesse the rest of this, right? That's going to there. That's going to there. Don't tell me I've biffed it. Oh, no. You can come up. If I get rid of this, right? If I cut this out, is there an error before this bit? Yes. And I have no idea where that error is going to be. It's really far back, isn't it? Oh, wow. It was... Ah. Okay, I could have undone all of this and not realized that. That's going to change the outcome of this bit a lot, I think. So you went to there, you went to there. You have to come out there. How was I thinking this was going to happen before this? Alright, no, maybe I was just way off the whole time. That leaves me with one. And if I cut this out... Oh my god, really? I've made so many dumb mistakes, but like, how does that get to there and out then? I could keep unpicking mistakes for ages, so... I don't... There's so much to go back on. Clearly... There's still a mistake out here. It was that one, was it? No? Okay. Ah! I'm doing a bad job. Clearly, I made some assumptions about where things capped off when they didn't have to on that one. So, I was happy with this deduction. That this then can't make it... Oh no, that makes it out to there. That has to do this. Then that has to come out to there. And... How did I get this going some other way? Oh, you can't trap that in. And you can't trap that in, so you come out this way. And we learned from check progress that this actually comes out to here, but I don't know that yet. But I can leave that line open. I can do that. And then how did we do this bit? I did this. Yeah, yeah. Then this gets out to here. That gets out to there. Okay. So, fewer assumptions, I think. Oh my god, there's still a mistake. Oh my god. Okay. Everything up to here is fine. Okay. Everything up to here is fine. Give me a fake safe state. For you to reach a tile, it must be you. You don't have to go to there. Maybe that was my mistake. So this is an unknown. That has to go to there and there. That has to go to there. Doesn't have to. You could go that way. But I think you have to get out to that guy here. Okay, come on. That has to be a line. We know this and this aligns. You go there, we know that one. Right. You have to get to a tile. You can either do that or that, which means this is true. If we go that way, we can get out. If we go that way, we can't get out. So we like this. And that's going to finish this one. Sure. Excuse you. Is that right? Is that what I just decided? I had to go on to get out of here? Like, what tile does this belong to? Nothing. I don't think I've put this out correctly. Well, I don't like this because it feels like either of these could go and make a non-unique solution. But we decided this tile has to get to somebody. It's either this or this. If it's this, that has to come out, then this can't go across. So it is this. Oh, it could be that. To get really out there. But then, who the hell do you belong to? I'm screwing something up about this corner, I think. Did we decide everything up to here is fine? Yes. Can't be this way. If it's not this, is there any other way to get you to a piece? There's just not. There's just not. So, this is correct, I believe. I believe that has to go there. This has to get out to here. And it might get out to there. This has to get out to here. This tile spooks me. Because how am I getting this guy to touch somebody? Maybe that? But then, who's touching the rest? I'm so uncertain about this little bottom corner. Is there somewhere else I could make a deduction to keep me moving forward from somewhere else? That sure would be nice. This either has to do this or has to do that. Doesn't really help me. Corner piece could go to there. Could go to there. Oh, give me something concrete rather than just keep guessing. Okay, this Must come out to here, must go across. That line must exist. This might come down. But even if it doesn't, this can't exist. This has to exist. This can't be bigger than it is. Put a box around it. This could do this. This could do this. But that leaves ambiguity on a non-unique solution. Which makes me think that that has to happen. But then this can't get to anybody. I'm so baffled. Everything is correct so far. If that did that and got really small, would that change any of how this goes together? No, because this cell leaving a non-unique solution possibility, I hate. So how do we get out of here? I can't make this work for one of these tiles here and this guy. That can't go all the way down to there. I'm so flummoxed, perplexed, stuck. I think this must be true. Yeah. Oh, was that where I was going wrong? I wasn't thinking vertically enough. Now, that doesn't necessarily have to go out that far, but it sure seems to make sense like it wants to. Okay, we found our out for here. So that has to stretch over there, then that has to stretch over there. Then how do we get all of this stuff included? It looks like it's this. I like that quite a lot. That, okay, so that's full, that's full, that's full. That can't do that because that can't go up. So that's full. This might go up here. Where else can we go? Which means this has to get out, which means that's going to exist all the way up. Which means this gap here is going to be all of that. Which means that's going to go up to there and possibly out here. Question mark. Right, hopefully all of this is correct and we are steering towards a solution. What next? Great question. Now, I'm trying not to add stuff that I learned later without logic until we've got logic for it. This either has to do that or it has to do that. Let's think about this tile. How are you reaching somebody? Not that, because we can't do this. Would it have to be this? How do we do this tile? Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Who gets this tile? Who does get that tile? Let's reassess this real fast. I don't understand how this bit's getting out. What about over here? You either belong to this, which means that exists, which means that exists, which means nothing's getting to that. Which means that would exist otherwise. And this still can't get out. Is everything right so far? No. Okay. Goody. When was the last time everything was correct? Oh, gross. Okay, that is, yes, an instance where I just assumed it was taller because I'm bad. That still has to get out to here. That's got a line on it, though. Oh, just rip all of this out, then. Yeah, sure. Oh my god. I did so much assuming on this bottom line. So, we got to this, and then I went, oh, that'll do that, and that'll do that. But the caps of those were never guarantees. That's where I keep going wrong on these. So, now we're back to things being correct. Okay. Good grief. I think that one does have to get all the way out. That has to get out to you. Not that, because that can't do that. So that gets a box around it. Sorry, Goose was barking at stuff. Okay, so I assumed the length on these, where I could be wrong. That puts at everything being correct up to this point. Okay, now what? You still have to get to somebody. Can't be you. I think that has to get out to there. Because I don't think this cell... Can't take those. So you have to get to there. This is another instance of maybe. Which means this cell has to get to somebody. Can't go that way. Therefore, I think it has to go that way. And that can't be bigger than it is. If that goes up, that goes under, That gets there. But I don't love that, because if we come back down to here, who gets this tile? I think it can only be you. Right? So how do we fill out the rest of this on the left here? No, because I was told that this was an error, right? Oh, well, I just screwed up a lot of stuff. Oh, God. Even with so many things being told to me, I still can't find all the logic to get out of this 7. What do I know? I don't know what I know anymore. Like, this line means nothing to me. You might come out there, you might come out there, you might come out there, you might come out there. That's what I've got. Who is this cell touching? Could be that one. Could be that one. Not very helpful. That can do that. This bit's really wrapping itself into my brain. This tile can't go to there. So this has to touch somebody. And I think it's going to be one of these. Therefore, this has to get out of there. No, it doesn't, because it might be... It might go out that way. Oh, stop. So who are you going to touch? You can't touch that or that. Do you have to go that way? This isn't right though, is it? No, this is all a mistake. Why can't my brain do this? This has to... Could it be that way? No, it couldn't. Because that can't do that. I feel like I'm going mad. Everything is correct. This is another unknown. This is an unknown. Where is a nice, crispy, precise bit of logic for me, please? Okay, this might do this. But if it doesn't, who gets this? It could be that. Or it could be that. Well, who gets this? Could be that. But damn. But this still must get to here, right? One way or another. Is it those? Is it this? This leaves this broken up here. That now works. That can't go over there. There's too much stuff here in the middle to deal with. Too much space. Why can't I find a single piece of logic out of this bit here? So we know this is either this or this. If that's true, then that can do that, that can do that. Then we have like options again. Don't tell me this fills out. God damn, it doesn't. So if it's this instead, how do we fill this out? This gets stuck here and can't get out, so it doesn't feel like it's going to be this. Actually, that's a great point. If this comes under here, where does this go? I can't believe I've been just sat here staring at this for so long and making no progress. This is all correct. And yet, I can only find bifurcations that don't work, and I can't find any logic. Who does this belong to? Can't be this, because that can't grow up there. Could be this. Could be that. If it's this, then can't any of the rest of this get out? Nope. Does this get out? No. There is a mistake somewhere in here. Is it these guys? I think it's these guys, and I don't understand how... Oh. Okay then. Well. So is this right? This can't be it, right? I don't know what's going on anymore and I hate it. Oh, God. Where's the logic? Everything is correct right now. For like the 18th time. I haven't even been using these the way my brain wants to. I just get lost. Remember back when I was like, oh, I found these bits at the bottom or something and everything looks simple. Nope. Hum. Can't do that. Can do that. But there's like so many options of things that can be done, not necessarily are correct to be done, you know? Right, let's think about this tile. If that happens, it can't. You can go all the way down to there, but that leaves these ambiguous on who goes up and who goes down. You can't go that way. Can't do that. I can't see any logic anymore. This tile. I've done this exercise like 8 times, but it seems like a good place to be. You can't reach it, you can't reach it. So you have to go out to somewhere else. If you go left, you leave this. If you go left and over, you leave this. So you must go right. If you go under, this goes out that way. Then who gets this tile? That way, maybe? Then who gets this tile? Ooh. That's more interesting. As the potential possibility about it. So this tile is ambiguous right now. That's fine. But this has to go up. Could go left, could go right. This has to get to somewhere. Oh my god. That was just a mess. A hot mess. On a day where our country is like 32 degrees C and our homes are not built for it. Not saying that this could do that for like the longest time, but even then, that was just like coloring with all the information I had, not finding a solid piece of logic for the ending. which is unideal, but it is what it is. All right, well, that is plenty enough of that. This guy here, I did half of in a recording and could not get to the other half and spent ages on it, so I'm going to come back to that another day and then splice those two halves together is my intent. But that's the last one for the rose windows. For now, thank you ever so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.